Welcome to MHS Studio Magazine. Coming up on today's show, MHS Behind the Curtain. We have an in-depth interview with our wrestlers who just came back from state competition with some medals.
In our MHS tip of the day, advice for new drivers.
In our RedHawk review, we take a look at the popular Netflix show Stranger Things.
We'll show you what's going on at Marist today after most students and faculty go home for the day.
And our Marist varsity basketball team is in the playoffs. Our analysts talk about that and more in the MHS Sports Corner. Hello and welcome to MHS Studio Magazine. I'm Erin Trapani.
And I'm Leo Hughes. The show is created by broadcasting students and members of the Broadcasting Club at Marist High School.
Our goal is to give viewers some useful and interesting information, all relative to the Marist High School community.
Now, let's begin with our first segment.
We are now in the season of Lent. Did you give up anything?
Chocolate.
I'm trying to give up picking at my nails.
So, in today's MHS Talking About, we asked the question, how do you stick to your Lenten promise?
I'm giving up TikTok and I'm sticking to it by deleting TikTok off of my phone.
I gave up junk food. I'm sticking to it by having healthier alternatives for snacks.
I'm giving up potato chips, so I'm completely avoiding the chip aisle at the grocery store.
I'm giving up chocolate, so I'm completely getting rid of chocolate in my house.
I'm giving up desserts, so I'm sticking to eating with healthy foods.
I'm giving up candy and the Marist cookies, and I'm just going to do that by giving my friend my ID so I don't buy anything.
I'm giving up swear words, so I'm doing that by talking by my mom so I don't feel like I have to say anything.
I'm giving up Chick-fil-A, and I'm doing that by turning off my credit card.
I'm giving up candy, and I'm going to do that by not going to the candy aisle.
I'm giving up eating ice cream, so I'm going to avoid that by not buying any at the store.
I'm going to limit my screen time, so I'm going to just kind of try to stay off the phone, I guess.
Go get it, Will! Time! Separate yourself! Yes! Go get it, Chase! Go get it! Go get it! Yes, sir, Will Denny!
Hey RedHawks, I'm Sam Kuros. This is MHS Behind the Curtain. We have Will Denny coming in first, and then Mike and Ricky coming in second. So how was your competition, guys?
It was awesome. It was a great experience down there, something that we love experiencing, and we're hoping to get back next year.
Yeah. How'd you guys do? How'd each of you do?
I took second place. Kind of was an underdog coming in. Ranked 8th going into the state tournament, and I ended up taking second place.
I ended up winning it, but very happy and very grateful for the opportunity and the experience.
I also took second, had a pretty tough route to make to the finals. Just have fun.
Yeah, all right, good to hear. And what was the hardest part of your guys' season?
I'd definitely say just staying disciplined throughout the season. It was a long season and a long road, but our coaches, everyone made sure we were disciplined and staying ready and staying fresh.
Yeah. What was like the highlight of the year?
For me, it was definitely making the state finals and doing the grand march with all the people watching us. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. What lessons did you guys learn this year?
I would say a lesson I learned is to stay in the right mindset no matter what, and just focus on your mindset, basically.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. What's a fun fact about each of you?
I like camping.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Nature's pretty cool.
Okay. Nature, guys?
I don't know. Really nothing special about me.
Okay.
Straight up guy.
All right. Well, that does our interview. Thank you guys for being here. We have our first place guy. This has been MHS Behind the Curtain. I'm Sam Kuros. See you, RedHawks.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yep.
Now to our next segment, when we take a look at what's going on here at Marist after most of the students and teachers go home for the day.
Here's a look at today's activities in our latest installment of MHS After Hours.
Hi RedHawks, I'm Sam Kiros. This is Marist After Hours. As you can see here, we're in front of the wrestling room where we have a Marist state champion wrestler in the house. You can see the wrestlers hard at work during their practice.
So today we're outside of the arc in front of the Black History Month display. This display is a great representation of young African American individuals. We have some examples like Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Miles Morales, and Barack Obama. All, if not many, of these authors are African American, and it's a great representation for those who want to get into being authors. There's also many other ways we're celebrating Black History Month here at Marist with the pictures the art club drew outside the Point hallway, as well as the BSC club celebrating different African American individuals over the announcements. I'm Addison Pay, and this is MHS News.
Hey RedHawks, we are at the Marist band room and you can hear the clarinets playing in the background.
Did you know we have a program here at Marist where we can work in the cafeteria to earn tuition money?
Very cool. Today we take a behind-the-scenes look at the Marist Work Study program produced by Finn Daly, TJ Green, Ricky Erickson, and Owen Enright in Broadcasting 1.
Work study is vital because it takes money off your tuition. It's up to $1,000 for the school year. And you take out the trash, the gentlemen, and the ladies just kind of wipe down the table. So it's not a lot, but it goes a long way as far as helping kids be able to stay in school.
Work study is pretty easy, I would say. Coach Tobbs doesn't make us do a lot of things. The only thing we really do is wipe down the tables, take the trash out, and that's really all he asks us to do. Maybe you do like 2 or 3 tables and that's it. I think it's pretty beneficial because it takes money off your tuition. I'm not sure how much, but I think it's about like $1,000 a year. So it helps with the tuition costs and you're helping out other people.
I'm Jaden Stevenson. Work study is great. Wipe down tables, take out trash, all just so they could take a few bucks off my tuition.
So I do work study. I usually wipe down tables or take out the garbages. I feel like it really motivates me to be a proactive person and clean up during lunch. But I mean, work study is very fun.
If you're deciding what to watch, we've got you covered.
Next, we examine a movie or show currently streaming to help you decide whether it's worth the watch. A critique of Stranger Things in our RedHawk reviews.
Hi, I'm Claire Neely with RedHawk Reviews. Today we're taking a look at Stranger Things, which is currently available on Netflix. Stranger Things is a great science fiction, horror, and drama show. It stars Millie Bobby Brown as Eleven. This is a great series, and once you start watching it, you have to finish. There are currently 4 seasons out, and the 5th season is set to come out in the summer of 2025. This is a story that follows Eleven, who escaped from a federal laboratory. She ends up meeting 3 local boys from Hawkins Middle School who help protect Eleven from people trying to bring her back to the lab. Together, they are also trying to find the boys' other friend, Will, who went missing right around the time they found Eleven. During their search, they find a monster who seems to be linked to Will's disappearance. Stranger Things is rated TV-14 for foul language and horror. This is one of my all-time favorite TV series because I loved how the storyline developed and how multiple different storylines combined to one at the end of the series. Stranger Things stayed on the top 10 list on Netflix for 79 days. On a scale of 1 to 5 RedHawks, I give Stranger Things a 5 out of 5 RedHawks. That's all. I'm Claire Neely with RedHawk Reviews.
Do you agree with her review?
Yes, most of her points.
You know, it's not just our Marist wrestlers who are making us proud. We also have our basketball team now in the playoffs.
Our Marist sports analysts are talking about that and more. Let's head over to MHS Sports Corner.
Hey RedHawks, welcome back to MHS Sports Corner. I'm Philip, that's Hayden to my right side. We got a lot to talk to you about today. Obviously, we have some state champions here in the house at Marist for wrestling. Then we have boys basketball also. Marist hockey is in the playoffs, and then we're going to talk about some professional sports. We have the Bears, obviously, just now starting their off season. We have the White Sox and Cubs. They start their spring training games in a little while here. And then we also have the Blackhawks, and Bedard is back finally from injury. Took him a while with that fractured jaw, but first off, we're going to start with the big news of the week. We have one state champion here at Marist. It's Will Denny for wrestling. He won first over down to state at U of I, and then we have 2 second-place finishers. So obviously, it's been a great week for RedHawks wrestling and everything. So, what's your kind of opinion on where that program is right now? Obviously, it's in a great state. There's one state champion, and then 2 second-place finishers. So, give me your thoughts on that.
Oh yeah, even if you look beyond that, you see plenty of Marist athletes with the wrestling program are placing down in state. So I think it's cool to see some locally, especially within the school, being that successful. So shout out to everybody on the wrestling team. Shout out to that coaching staff. I mean, truly, you look at what they've accomplished this year, and I mean, it's impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Next up, we have RedHawk basketball here. They're in the playoffs now. They're ranked 11th. So what's your opinion on them? Obviously, in the playoffs, a very exciting time of the season. Hopefully, they get pretty far in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big time just for basketball in general. Obviously, we're pushing towards that March Madness time.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people know this, but March Madness actually was a term that originated with Illinois high school basketball, that tournament. So, no, but with the Marist boys being ranked 11th, that's pretty good. That's the highest I remember us being ranked going into playoffs in the last handful of years. So I think we got some talent on this team this year, and hopefully we can get in there and make a push down the line, and maybe even take home a championship this year.
Yeah, 100%. Next up, we have another Marist playoff team, Marist hockey. Now they're competing in the playoffs. So what's their next step forward here?
Yeah, so Marist hockey playing Brother Rice in the D. Christina Cup semifinal. It's been a good series so far. We'll see how this one shakes out, how this one finishes. But after Brother Rice taking home that game 1 and went to a game 2, 1-1 headed into overtime, and the Marist was able to pull it out. You can see the video online. Whole bench empties after the goal, so that's got to be exciting for those boys. So hopefully they'll be able to push through and get to the Cup finals there for them. But no, it's been a good season for them. This is back in the same spot they were in last year. They got taken down in it was the D. Christina Cup semifinal last year too. They got taken down by St. Ignatius. So hopefully they can get their revenge this year and go all the way.
Yeah, 100%. Next up, we're going to flip the page to professional sports now. We have obviously the Bears. A big talk in town right now is their quarterback situation. You know, what are they going to do at quarterback? You know, obviously the 2 main kind of options for them. Obviously, they're drafting Caleb Williams at 1, or they keep Justin Fields, their quarterback right now. There were some rumors or whatever this past week that Justin Fields unfollowed the Bears on Instagram or something like that, but I guess probably people make a way too big of a deal about that. So obviously right now they're kind of heading in a new direction here. They got a new offensive coordinator. They're really looking to improve. You know, they're really in my opinion, kind of, you know, this really shapes what the next 5-10 years is going to be, whether they keep Fields or draft Williams, and what they're going to do with this team. Because obviously they need some improvement. I mean, they showed improvement down the stretch last year, but they do need to improve, especially offensively.
Yeah, no. First of all, I'd like to start off by saying the quarterback situation, it's complicated, but I think either way you got to feel bad for Fields right now. I don't know if you saw him on the St. Brown podcast the other day talking about how unfollowing the Bears kind of blown out of proportion. He just wanted to get football out of his feet, all this stuff. All everybody's talking about is the Fields-Williams debate. So you have to feel bad for Fields right now. But I think obviously there's going to be all sorts of arguments within the fans of the team. But I think if you're looking at this from a management perspective, the choice is obvious, and it's that you draft Caleb Williams. If you look back historically, because the other argument here is you keep Fields and you try and stay within that top 3. Marvin Harrison Jr., who is an electric talent. He's going to be an amazing wide receiver. But other than Jerry Rice, there's not many generationally talented wide receivers that have gone all the way and won that Super Bowl. I mean, you look at guys like Calvin Johnson, you look at guys like Justin Jefferson, you look at all these guys. None of these generational wide receivers have really been a big enough addition to a team to kind of push them to the Super Bowl. And that's the goal for the Bears, is the Super Bowl. So I think what you do is you draft Caleb Williams, if not just because he has a higher ceiling than Justin Fields, because you want to reset that quarterback clock. If you don't, you're going to have to pay Fields in 1 or 2 years. And it's a lot of money to pay a quarterback. So you reset that clock, you get 5 years on a rookie contract with Williams, and then you look to fill that second wide receiver hole at the pick with your pick at 9, whether that be Malik Neighbors, whether that be Rome Odunze, or even Brock Bowers getting a tight end in there. I think the choice to go with Williams is kind of obvious from a management perspective.
Yeah. Now, what's your argument to the people who say, you know, the Bears could get a historic draft haul if they do trade that number 1 pick and they do keep Fields? What's your as a fan, what's your kind of argument to people who say that?
I think it is a very valid perspective, but I think what they're not considering is if you do that, you're still not going to take Fields, because you want to stay within the top 3. I think if you do that, you're taking Drake May or you're taking Jaden Daniels, just because you're not thinking about the financial side of it. The quarterback market is so blown out of proportion right now that guys like Daniel Jones are making as much money as they're making. That it's like Fields, you're going to have to give him a payday no matter how he performs. And you can't pass on a quarterback this year and that just to move on from Fields. So you have to think about the financial side of it. That's kind of the main thing that I think a lot of people really aren't seeing.
All right, well, next up we have the White Sox and Cubs. They're down in Glendale and then Tucson, Arizona right now. They're just starting up camp and everything. Spring training is just kind of getting underway. Obviously, right now the free agent market is really not doing too well. You know, you still have a lot of guys still on the market. You know, obviously the Sox most likely are not going to make a move because, you know, they are what they are right now. They're projected to have about 65 wins, I think was the projection or something. There was a 0.0% chance they make the playoffs. But on the north side, you look at, they could improve. You know, there's Matt Chapman, you know, the NL Cy Young winner, Blake Snell on the market. So if there's one guy out there who's still kind of one of those top free agents that hasn't gotten a contract yet, who are you signing if you're Cubs management?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think there's a lot of routes that the Cubs could take here. Obviously, the White Sox are a train wreck. I don't even think we need to talk about the White Sox. But no, there's a lot of options that the Cubs can take. Still a little disappointed they weren't able to get Ohtani, but that didn't work out. But no, it's kind of hard to say. But I do think the Cubs are probably a piece or two away from being a real contender.
Well, we're going to make you talk about the White Sox, but not the actual team now. Obviously, there's been a lot of discussions about a new stadium at the 78 neighborhood in Chicago. So what's your kind of opinion on that? It could obviously be something really good, but Mr. Reinsdorf is asking for $1 billion in public funding, which a lot of lawmakers aren't too excited about. So where do you think this direction is headed? Because with the White Sox, it's like, you know, it's announced, everyone's excited about it, and then the excitement level goes from here down to here.
Yeah, I think if you ever want the White Sox to be as big a part of this city's identity as the Cubs are, you're going to have to get a new stadium. The area that the current stadium is in right now isn't great. The current shape of the stadium isn't ideal. So you're going to want a new stadium. I think, for one, Reinsdorf has to man up a bit and put a bit of his own money in there. He's asking for a lot of taxpayer money right now. But I think from looking at the White Sox right now, if you ever want them to be as big a part of this city's identity as the Cubs are, you're going to need a new stadium, and you're going to need to develop that identity in the south side like they have in Wrigleyville in the north side.
Yeah, 100%. First, give out a $100 million contract, then we'll talk. Finally, really quick, we have Connor Bedard has returned from that fractured jaw injury. Obviously scored a goal, I believe, a few games back. So really exciting for Blackhawks right now with Bedard getting back. Not the record, just Bedard.
Oh, yeah. But I think if you watch them without Bedard and you watch them with Bedard, it's an entirely different hockey team. It's cool to see Bedard back right now with the bubble shield on his face to cover up his jaw, just like he was wearing during the World Junior Championship, if you watch any of that. But no, he's hot. He had 6 points in his first 3 games back. No points recorded in his 4th game back, and that's where kind of we sit right now. But that's not even including the two goals he had called off. So he's been hot since coming back, and I think he's definitely taken back his lead in the Rookie of the Year candidate. Just because you look at it, despite missing almost 5 full weeks of play, he still was tied for most points by a rookie when he came back, and he's already taken that lead back. And I don't think anybody's going to touch him if he could stay healthy.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's it for us. Thank you for watching MHS Sports Corner. I'm Philip. That's Hayden. Fly high, RedHawks.
Do you know anybody who just got their driver's license?
Yes, many. It can sometimes be a little scary out there for new drivers.
Our final segment features a simple tip or life hack that can help make your life better.
We'll have some expert advice for new drivers in our MHS Tip of the Day.
Soundstripe. Hi, my name is Luke Cosme, and for today's tip of the day, I'll be sharing you some tips on how to be a safe driver. The first tip is to slow down. Most drivers, when they first get behind the wheel, all they want to do is go fast and as fast as they can. But the number one tip to stay safe is to always slow down and watch for the speed limit. Another tip is to follow all traffic rules. I know it's really tempting, but when there's a yield sign, just to blow through it, but don't. That's there for a reason, and the rules are there for a reason. Another tip for driving is never get behind the wheel when you are under the influence of anything. You'll put other people in danger, you'll put yourself in danger, and it is never a good idea. And the last tip I'll give you is to always wear your seatbelt. Cops can give out tickets for seatbelts, and if you're not wearing a seatbelt in the front seat, and when you're wearing a seatbelt, it's there for a reason, just wear it. And also watch out for cops when you're out there. My name is Luke Cosme, and that's the tip of the day.
That's going to do it for this episode of MHS Studio Magazine. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Erin Trapani.
And I'm Leo Hughes. Be sure to tune in next time right here on our YouTube channel, MHS Studio Chicago. Have a great day and fly high, RedHawks.